It's important to me to not be a jack of all trades. It's important to me to be a master of one.
Just call me, I'll be there. It don't matter, just say where. I'll be right by your side, through everything, you know, alright. Just stay cool, I'll come through to pray for, encourage, and uplift you. When my sister wins, I win. When my sister wins, I win at the Sisters Cafe.
Welcome to this segment of Sisters Cafe. I am super excited to be here. Remember, if you haven't yet, stop by the website and subscribe to that, and then stop over at the YouTube channel and subscribe to that as well. Also, if you would, take a moment to like and share this video. I'm so glad you joined us today. I have a special guest in the house with me. I got Joy Marsh from Traveling with Joy here at the cafe. Hey, Joy.
Hey, Gladys, how are you? I'm doing well. How about yourself?
I'm doing good. So I have an important question for you, and that is, what are you ordering today at the cafe?
So I have an English toffee cappuccino with a little bit of butter pecan creamer in it, and it is amazing. Thank you so much.
All right. So you make your own? Did you add the butter pecan creamer, or is that how it came?
No, I added the butter pecan creamer, and I ain't gonna shout out the name of the person because I ain't getting paid. But I'm gonna tell you this is good, and I'm gonna be tagging them in some stuff. See what we can work out. Because
Okay.
it's my drink of choice these days.
Nice. I'm over here with this Starbucks, that double shot energy iced vanilla frappuccino.
Oh, I know that's right.
Oh,
Look,
well,
and I also
you represent
because you got to stay hydrated.
That's what she doing, y'all. She drinking her water while repping the squad.
Yes, got to stay hydrated.
If y'all want to get your cups, go to the website www.sisterscafeinc.com and go to the store and grab you a cup.
Yes.
Some t-shirts while you at it. So how are you? How you been?
I'm doing very well. You know, my grandmother would say blessed and highly favored.
Highly favored. And speaking of grandma, you know her birthday's on Thursday.
Yes.
So we definitely
sweet.
Now, actually, we could just do that now. Happy birthday, not only to my mom, Miss DJ.
Yes. Happy birthday.
And Auntie.
Love you.
Happy birthday and happy heavenly birthday to Grandma. We miss you.
Oh,
but
man.
we
appreciate you.
That's all she wanted to make sure is that we was all right.
Yes.
I like that. I love that's love. That's super love.
Yes.
So you know what's funny? I know this has nothing to do with that, but grandma and grandpa have to be the people who have loved me the most in my entire life without condition. The only people. It feels very empty to not.
Amen.
I'm grateful, and I want to do the same thing for Harmony and Serenity.
Oh man,
I want to give them
even half. They'd be rich.
Really, I realize everybody, and not everybody's prerogative, but everybody considers grandparenthood something different. But what I realize is you can only do what you know. That's all I knew is the perfect grandparents that I had.
Yes.
Be the same.
And I take it so seriously because I mean, how important was their role in our life? You know what I mean? I know for a fact we are kept from them 5 a.m. prayers.
Right.
I know for a fact. I don't have any doubt. So I'm like, if we give that up to go hit the clubs or the streets, period. Forget the clubs. Just, everybody in the club. But if we give that up for some other lifestyle, well, what's carrying our children through?
Right.
That is so important to me. What's carrying our children and our grandchildren. So I agree. I definitely want to leave that for my grandbaby too.
Well, Grandma, we love you and we miss you. And Mommy, we love you and we miss
We
you.
love you and we miss you too.
All right. So I wanted you to invite you to the cafe because I wanted to chit chat about this cruise we just went on. So for those who don't know, y'all, the family just spent 7 days on the Royal Caribbean.
Yeah.
And it was my first time. My first time. So I think I told you at least twice or three times during the cruise. Thank you for inviting us. Thank you.
You keep saying thank you for
I
inviting.
don't know
You were family. You were supposed to be on the family cruise.
Right, but had you not literally said it, because you've had cruises before for family. I
True
just
that.
not brought it up, and I guess timing is always right.
True that.
Everybody goes through different seasons, but
True.
it was the best thing. I think the only thing I would advise people is to make sure your schedule is clear for 7 days straight so that you can focus on being completely on vacation.
Yes.
Because it was beautiful. It was beautiful, and I can do it again.
Oh yes.
And now
It's in the
it's around
works.
7 days.
It's
Huh?
in the works. It's in the works. I'm working on it.
That would be good. That would be good. I enjoy. What do you like the most? Because you've been cruising for a minute here. What do you like the most about?
Oh my goodness. You know what? I love water. Now I don't have to be in it. I like being in it, but I don't have to be in it.
Okay.
But I love the water. There is something calming and soothing about the ocean. And it's so funny to me that so many people feel like, oh, I can't be out there. I'm scared. I'm scared. And oddly enough, I feel safe on the water. And I know that seems very strange, but I have such a sense of safety. I'm like, I'm out here, I'm in the middle of the ocean. Anybody do anything on this ship, they can't run. And I'm like, anybody that's not on this ship can't get to me. So it's like I just feel so free, so comforting, and comforted. And when I'm sitting on the balcony of my room, because you know I'm a little bougie. In the business, you don't do nothing but balcony or better. So when I'm sitting on my balcony and I'm looking at the water, I don't care how rough or smooth, I always sing the song every cruise, How Great Thou Art. It is something about the whole experience, just like God, how great thou art. Like this is something to hold.
Masterpiece. I think that's why I fell in love with water, with bodies of water. My husband actually also often takes me to something that has water because I'm in love with bridges as well. But I think it's not the bridge. I think it's the water that I'm really in love with. But it's the mighty hand of God is what I see when I see the ocean.
Yes.
And miles and miles and miles. He created this. He spoke it and it was done. Like that's brilliance right there. But that's what I think of when I am at with any kind of water is God. And, that's his creation. That's nature. And be it to be. Trees, dirt, rocks. You know, especially when something's like if you go through, I think it's Arizona, there's a certain amount of lane where it's red rocks stuck together. They're not coming apart. There's no avalanches happening, and they look like they would just fall off if you breathe a little hard. But they're staying right there. They're different, but they staying right there. I'm like, and they're red, and I'm like, this is gorgeous. Natural things that God has created is so gorgeous.
And we done had church already, so we already in a little something up.
Already in the vein of it. But I enjoyed it. You wouldn't believe I gained 11 pounds in a week. 11.
Look, I will if you understand I gained 6. And I had lost the 6 from last year's cruise. So yeah, I believe it.
Yeah. It's like, wait, what? And to me, it's funny because when I got on the scale when I got home, I don't know what made me think I didn't, except for the fact that I walk so much. You know, when we got to Honduras and we was walking around, I walked so much. I thought I, had kind of walked off them 3 chocolate Italian souffle things.
Look, my weight loss coach told me that your feet can't outrun your mouth.
Oh, it can't? I did think, I honestly, not even being silly, I did think because of all the walking, not just on the ship, but off the ship, I honestly thought it was going
Yeah.
to balance out. But I
Yeah.
enjoyed being able to pick what I want to eat, how many times I wanted to eat it.
Yeah.
I really like that. I don't know if that's greedy or because it was just the first time it
No,
happened.
let me tell you, one of my favorite words in this business
Uh-huh.
has become my favorite word in life, and that is options.
I like it. I like
Options.
it. Yeah,
Another reason cruising fits my lifestyle.
right,
Options.
right.
It
Okay.
gives me options, and I love it. So
I
it's
have
not
to,
greedy. We like choices.
we do.
We like choices. We like options. So yeah, no, that's all that is. That's not greedy.
I like what Milton said when he got home. He was like, "Is somebody gonna come clean my room?" Like,
Yes. Yes. Like, where is my steward at?
I love
Like,
it.
I still got some stuff around here. I'm waiting for the steward to come get. Look, my bed need making. I ain't got my animal. Like, where is this? And when I get home, it honestly does take me a minute to just readjust.
Right, right.
Like, man, I gotta do this.
Now, is it because it was 7 days? Would you still have to readjust after 3 days?
The only readjustment after the 3-day cruises is like, man, that's all.
That's all.
Ain't no, I'm telling you, I have two goals. One, I'm working now for retirement. When I retire, my gift to myself is going to be a transatlantic cruise or better.
What's
transatlantic? I want to go one of these 2-3 week cruises or better. Or better. They have some 3-month cruises out there. I'm with it.
Where do they go for 3 months? Well,
multiple countries, multiple ports, all of that. They even have something called the World Cruise where it literally takes you around the world. And it might take, I forget how long that one is, 8 months, 9 months. Huh?
That the around the world is a year, is it not?
Not necessarily, but it's a long time. I want to say 9 months or something to that effect, 8 or 9 months.
And that wouldn't be all on water though. We still stopping and
yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
You still stop at different ports and stuff. The one that's on the top of my mind that I can think about, I want to say it was going to 32 countries and had some 40, 50 stops. I'm so for it. I could literally, if my children would go for it, I could literally retire, rent or sell my house, live on a cruise, and stay with them.
Hey, that's not
I love it.
The whole because we had talked about the motorhomes.
Yes.
Don't even buy the house. Let's buy a motorhome, go where we want, when we want, when we feel like it.
Options.
And I'm like, I've always wanted, that was something, I mean, I guess it's grandma and grandpa day today. That was something grandma and grandpa we used to talk about, is going everywhere at least one time.
Yes.
Time at least. And I would love to live that out. I would stop at every place I could and got a postcard so grandpa could see it when we get to heaven.
Exactly. Exactly.
That's how I
saw a shirt once. I saw a shirt one that says, I haven't been everywhere yet, but it's on my list. And I'm like, exactly.
I know that.
I ain't been everywhere, but it's on my list. I want to go everywhere.
I have a photo album full of postcards of cities that we've been to, because grandpa would drive us this way, but we come back home this way. And we did that at least once a year. So I've got to stop in so many cities. But I was like, I need to do that as a grown person. Yes. Because back then it was just states, you know, I just went to Cozumel and Honduras, you know what I mean? I need to be putting it. I didn't get my passport stamped.
I know. That's something new. That is something new that is going on. Even when I went to not Puerto Costa Maya, where did I just go? Riviera Maya. When I went to
Okay.
Riviera Maya, Mexico, and when I went to Cozumel, to Cancun, same thing. Go through customs. Everything is so electronic and digitized now. My baby went to Canada.
Uh-huh.
We were so excited about getting a picture and a video of him getting his first little stamp and his passport. They went him right through and a little thing flashed and he was through. And I'm like, that's all we get now.
So that's gonna be it then, huh?
I don't know. I don't
Because
know. I hope not, but I'm hearing a lot of travelers saying the same thing, that they're not getting stamps. And it might be one of the things that's lost. It might be the things that's lost. I hope not, because that's a joy.
Maybe everybody got to get a postcard then.
Yeah, or I don't know. It's definitely something that I wish that the powers would listen to me on, because there's got to be a way. Like, can we get a digital stamp? Can we do something like something that we can add to our passports? Because that's part of the fun.
Because unless you physically stop in front of a sign that says where you are, you can't really prove that you were there. Yep. So. But and that's hard too, because once you get off the boat, everybody's trying to get a picture. I think for the Cozumel sign, we stood in that hot sun for 27 minutes, I think it was, waiting for our turn to get a picture. And I'm like, look, let's just take it together so we can go. Like, but I did like that though. Everybody was so willing to. You want me to take a photo of you? You want me to take a photo? That was so nice.
Yes.
Nice.
Now tell me about that on the ship. Look, I know you're supposed to be asking the questions, but tell me about that on the ship. That was another thing that I noticed day one when on my very, very, very first cruise, because people from everywhere are on those cruises. I don't know if you noticed that.
I did.
You get people from other countries and everything. There were people like from Africa. There were people, well, Africa is a continent, but there were people from countries in the continent, from the continent of Africa. There were people from Europe. There are people from right here at home, everywhere, and everybody was so nice. And I'm sure, I know. Well, I don't want to be negative, but I'm like, I know that there's got to be racist people that get on these ships, but it's like when you're on the water, everybody lays it all down, and it's just we just people.
Right.
I don't run into any problems on the ships. Like, it's just one love. It's like it's just everything.
The one time I expected to, we went to eat, and they had the table, so it looked like it was a 4-people table put together, and the man was sitting there alone. So we went and sat next to him. I'm like, that's the fool sitting at the same table. And my husband was like, no, it's a different table. I'm like, yeah, but it's next to his. And we went and sat down, and he just said, oh, make sure you eat this, or make sure you grab this. And I thought, I would have been looking at somebody crazy talking about, look, this is my table. But I'm like, people were so kind.
Yes.
So kind. And what really blew my mind is when we were in the jacuzzi, and Melissa found the person that they were stationed together back in whatever it was. I'm like, that's the epitome of small world.
Yes.
What's the chances of you running into somebody in the middle of the water on a cruise?
Yep.
That was pretty cool. But I'm going to actually ask you real questions.
Now that we done been down memory lane, like we done went to church.
I know. We done sang happy birthday.
Yes.
I know that Royal is one of your favorites. Can you tell me why? And is there any other ones you haven't been on that you're gunning for?
Okay, so I'm going to answer that 2 ways. One, I'm going to answer it as a traveler. As a traveler, yes, Royal is my favorite, and it's the one that I recommend, and it's the one that I book. And I am looking forward to getting on. I am booked with Norwegian for February. I'm looking forward to that. It'll be my first time. And I am looking forward to getting on Virgin Cruise Line. So my answer to that as a entrepreneur and business owner is whichever one you want to get on. I love them. All of them are good. They all have personality.
Okay.
Let me know yours and I'll put you on it.
Right. Well, I'm from what I saw from Roy, I don't want to be too biased, and I haven't tried other ones, but I'm in love. I'm in love. And then I saw a video that was playing on the screen about Omni of the Seas coming. Is it Omni? Is whatever was next. So we were on Harmony of the Seas, and I think they were saying
Icon?
Icon.
Icon.
So I want to see it.
Icon or Oasis if there's an O, but it's Icon and Oasis are coming.
I want to see it. I don't know what else they can do to make it better. I just don't.
Oh, it's better.
Yeah.
It's better. I've taken the virtual tour. That's something that I get to do from the inside. But not only do I get to take virtual tours, we actually get to tour some of these in advance of other people getting on. We just had a couple of weeks back a tour of Jubilee. Well, that wasn't in advance, but it has sailed. But we got to get on there and actually tour it. But there are people I know who got on the Jubilee first before any passengers. And some friends of mine got on the Icon before it sailed with anybody else. On its very, very, very first, before any passengers, they got to go on.
That's pretty cool. I guess that's equivalent to when I worked at the news station. I got to see the movie before it came out.
Yes.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yes. Huge plus.
So you told me the ones that you're looking forward. How long have you actually worked in the travel industry?
I have owned my own business.
Okay.
For look, I want to make that clear. And I'm not being bougie on that. But I'll tell you the reason I say it, because we work our jobs, right? We work on the jobs. We're clocking in and we're clocking out. I've owned my own business, which is nothing like working a job. So that's why I don't consider it working in the travel business as in owning a piece of travel industry, a piece of the travel industry. So I've owned my own travel business for 5 years. Just going 5 years. I'll do 5 years in December.
Okay.
Yeah.
My question was, is that something, I mean, had I caught you 20 years ago, was that something you had in your view or even thought about?
20 years ago, I didn't even know anything about traveling. My traveling is what grandma and grandpa did. If it wasn't road tripping or, going someplace like that, that's all I knew. I didn't know anything about that. I had zero idea of traveling. I've only been a traveler the last 10 years and I'm 53.
Okay. So then how did you I don't want to say get turned on to, how did you find out about it? What piqued your interest that said, oh, wait, hold on. I like this.
Travel or travel business?
Both.
So I've been on a couple of church trips, right? Couple of church trips in the past. So I had been to Jamaica. It was okay.
Okay.
I had gone to Hawaii, loved it. So those were the two experiences with travel outside of anything. And we're talking about in my 20s. And again, like I said, I'm 53. So it was later on in life as I wanted to do more. The kids are grown and you finally are like, okay.
Right.
Now I got 2 extra pennies to rub together now that the kids is gone. I got a few extra hours a day now that the kids are gone. Right. And it's like, so what am I going to do? So I began to try to figure out where we could go. And again, my mind is, no more than what I had done. Hawaii, Jamaica, some of the usuals, Florida, you want to just, Disney, those type of things. I just wanted to go to a few of those places and I kept planning trips. And I know, you plan trips, you plan activities and people just let you down. You'll have 50 people ready to go. And by the time it's the time to collect money, you might have 15. And by the time it's actually ready to make a final payment, you got 3. For me, I kept getting to the place where people were letting me down. They weren't showing up and all that. And I'm like, I'm never going to go anywhere. I just so happened to run across a lady who owns a travel agency. And I was, we were talking and she was telling me about all kinds of things that she does. And it piqued my interest. Like, wow. I was like, yeah, but I can't never, I can't ever get nobody to do right. I can't never go. And she was like, well, come go with us. I had never heard of a travel club.
Okay. Okay.
She's like, come go with us. She's like, why are you waiting on somebody? You ain't gotta wait for nobody. I'm like, well, I don't really want to go by myself. And she's like, well, come go with us. And I thought about it, and I'm like, I don't know you either, really. but but I was like, that's the best of both worlds.
Yes.
Because I don't mind being by myself. You know that. Me and you have that in common. Look, I don't mind being by myself. So I'm like, I could go on a trip by myself, but not be by myself.
Yes. Yes.
I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. I don't have to wait on nobody. I can pay this lady my money and I can go. So that was the beginning of that.
Okay.
I was scared to death, Gladys. I forget how old I was. I was early 10 years. So I was 42 or 3 in that vicinity.
Okay.
And I'm like, I'm scared to death, but it's time to live.
You're scared to death of the travel or going with folks you don't know?
And going by myself, all of the above.
Okay. Okay.
All of the above. I had never gone on a trip by myself before.
Okay.
I had never been out of the country by myself before. I had never been on a cruise before. Okay. And I had never been with these strangers before. Way out of my comfort zone, because God is delivering me, helping me on a daily basis.
Right.
I'm not really a people person. That's something that I am learning and that I'm developing, over the years. And don't get me wrong, I like people in small doses, but it's just like in small doses. But it's something that he's definitely helping me with. And over the last 10 years, like I said, this is what did it for me. This is where it began, because you get to see that people are not just the people you know.
And it's a whole lot of people we don't know.
Yes. And the experiences you're having are not the only experiences, and the places and the think that the world is so much bigger than, than this. Right. The world is so much bigger than that. So I decided I was going to just go. I'm like, live. You cannot stay in this house. Live. Do it. If you don't like it, don't ever do it again.
Right. Right.
But go.
Right.
And you saw the ship. Like, you saw the ship. I wish I could have been with you. I always love to be with my first timers to see their face. Or I ask somebody, like, please take a picture, take a video so I can see your face. Gladys, when I got on that ship, my first was the Allure, which is just a tad bit tinier than the one that you got on.
Okay.
But it's still that same broad scope, right? A floating city.
Okay.
When I first walked on the ship, I literally had to find it. I was overcome. I literally had to sit down and take a deep breath. One, it was more fabulous than I had ever imagined.
Oh, wow.
It was more fabulous. Two, it was larger than I could have ever imagined. I was so overwhelmed. I'm like, oh God, you're going to have to keep this thing afloat. Like Grandma used to say, it's more water than I can drink.
That's right.
And I was so everything, in awe, terrified, excited, just everything in one. I'm like, we're doing this. You on here now. You ain't getting off. You on here. You're not getting off. I walked into my room, to my cabin. When I got my cabin, opened up my blinds, sat on my bed, and I saw the water. And that's where I told you, that's where that calmness came. And that's where that song dropped in my heart. Oh Lord, my God, when I in awesome wonder, so it's just like, consider all the world thy hand has made. So I looked at that and the song just dropped in my heart and I began to sing and I was so comforted. Wow. And I'm like, this is going to be good.
Oh.
And that has been like that ever since. Like, this is going to be good. And when I got back from that trip, I'm like, what else? What else y'all got? Where else y'all going?
I like
it was like it was on from there.
Right.
It was on there. So that's what started travel. And then one last thing, I don't want to cut you, but there's one last thing. That's what started travel. And then when it came to the travel business, somebody saw that I was already traveling. And that's where they got me like, hey, you're already traveling. Like, if I could show you how you can make money doing what you're doing, would you be interested? I'm like, yeah. It wouldn't be. So yeah, right. That's how it began.
Okay, so with the I so forgot the question I was gonna ask you at
I'm
that.
so sorry. I'm
No,
so
it's
sorry.
fine.
I was so worried about that. I'm like,
To-
I get to talking and I'm sorry.
Oh, it's a good thing because it shows the excitement. But what I like the most is you decided, you made a conscious decision to live.
Yes.
I love that. There's a lot
Yeah.
of people
And
that
to do it afraid.
do it afraid because there's so many people who won't do it afraid. And I don't know, I was overwhelmed, not overwhelmed. I was in awe, let me put it that way, that it was a small city on the water. As far as the ship goes, I think I was okay with that. I've been on ships before.
Right.
I think that I was okay with. So it was very surprising when I got seasick the first night. I'm like,
That's
why?
right.
What?
The only one too, our Navy person.
And I think had I handled it earlier in the day, I would have been fine, but I was in denial and kept thinking like, I'm like, me, seasick, the girl who
Yeah.
would prefer to live on the water if I could. You brought up being in the business.
Yes.
That's where we were going next as well. For me, it piqued my interest kind of the same way it piqued yours. Mine wasn't the cruise at first, but the fact that God has allowed, let me say it that way, He has allowed me to be in a space where I can.
Yes.
Even though when I tell you, I thought this wasn't gonna happen till I was like old. And let me not say old, I love old people. I thought I was gonna be in my 70s, 80s, my grandkids is grown and all kinds of stuff by the time I got to travel the way I'm traveling now. And you know what? He did it for me.
Yes.
He did it for me. He answered my prayer.
Yes.
God is a God of his word. If we would just chill out, keep moving, keep going, no murmuring, no complaining, no doubting, just keep it moving, keep working, keep doing what you're doing for God.
Yes.
Because it's you literally, and don't always think. One thing I stopped doing a long time ago, we often dwell on what we lack.
Yes.
Stopped that a long time ago when the kids were small because I'm like, got so much to be grateful for.
Yes.
So much. I'm a single mom. I
Right.
got one income with these three humongous boys.
Yes.
Gotta eat. Like they gotta. I can't
Yeah.
even skip meals because that's like against the law or something.
Yeah.
I got to feed them as oft as they are hungry.
Like, as often as they think of it.
And as they got, it's like they blew up and grew up. And it wasn't just a matter. I remember I could used to get a box of carne asada fries and split it between the three of them. And we was fine. That didn't last too long before. And them things was $15 a pop. And now everybody they have their own box of carne asada fries. I'm like, I remember getting two Happy Meals and then a meal. Me and Deontay split it, Gary and Milton split it, and everybody's happy. Mm-mm. Now I'm going through the line paying what, 50, $60 for some McDonald's?
Yep. That's crazy. That's crazy.
But
That's crazy.
it was nothing but God, because even then we got the church trips, we got the little stuff that we were doing. But that's around the time I started learning how to save points. We was at church so much, I was saving up points for hotels. So I
Yeah.
took those points and every spring break took the boys to somewhere on points.
Right.
Like, look, okay, we're gonna gas up this car. We're gonna eat off the dollar menu the entire week, but we got a hotel with straight points. We ain't paid for nothing.
Right.
And you know what? Although in my heart, I wanted to do more for them, they didn't know it was more.
Right.
Here stressing for nothing. They're just happy to be driving from here to Texas or here to Arizona or, you know, and God allowed that. And then here we are some odd years later,
Mhm.
because I couldn't count. I couldn't count. It's been so many years, but I
Yep.
would have thought, but it's what I asked him for.
Exactly. Exactly. So many people, like something that stuck out to what you said was one, you didn't think it was possible. You didn't think you could. And then the other thing is, you did what you could. Like, I did the best I could. We did points, we did whatever it was, we traveled the best we could. We didn't know we had any other options. We didn't know there were the other thing. And there's so many, and there's so many other people out there who are just like that, who don't think they can travel, think travel is outside of their reach. Or say they don't travel. Like, I don't. Well, most people either travel or want to travel. Like, that's just the reality of it.
Yeah.
And so many people think it's out of their reach when it's not. Travel is not as expensive as people think it is.
Right.
You travel properly.
Right.
It's even better on the inside, traveling as a merchant versus a consumer. But even as a consumer, travel has been made so affordable now, because you can get almost anything now on a Klarna, on a Uplift,
right.
They're making travel more accessible now than it has ever been before. I don't know if you recall, because you're a little bit younger than I am, but I remember cruising back in the day was the elites. It was something that the rich people did. It wasn't. We didn't know, we didn't know nobody cruising.
Right.
But look at it now. Our millennials are cruising now. How many millennials did you see? How many of those late 20, early 30s, probably half the ship?
And like they've been doing it all the time.
They have been. Case in point, how many babies and children did you see on that ship?
So much more than I expected.
That's my point. It is the norm now. It is not what it used to be. Honey, everybody is traveling, wants to travel, or at the very least knows somebody who's traveling or wants to travel.
Right.
Everybody. Right. That's the reason. And travel is an $8 trillion industry. So taking it from that to this, travel is an $8 trillion industry going into 9 trillion, expected to go into 15 trillion in the next 10 years. So being in the industry now and capitalizing on all this growth, I know Carnival and Royal Caribbean and Disney are all expected to bring in at least 4 more ships, each one of them, 4 more brand new ships in the next few years, couple of years. So I'm like, it's only growing. So getting in now and getting your piece of the pie, and we're just talking about cruising. We ain't even talked about travel in general. Travel is like the medical field. You can come in here and specialize in something, because it's so vast.
Wow.
It's so vast. But, that is something that I wanted people to walk away with. Why travel? Why now? It is that kind of an industry. It's an $8 trillion industry. Everybody is traveling. You don't have to convince people to travel. They're doing it.
They're doing it anyway. What I did want to ask is because, and this is kind of the question I get with anything that's set up the way. What do you tell these people who say, well, I'm not going to do that. That's a pyramid scheme. What do we tell them?
So I'll tell you right off the bat, the pyramid question used to scare me to death. It is now one of my favorites. You know why? Very simply, because now I'm educated. And so what do? We educate those who ask. First thing is, most people don't even know what a pyramid is. They've heard that there are pyramids out there. People start asking you to pay their money and you join them, and then they walk away and they run away with all your money. And oh, here's what I tell them. The true meaning of a pyramid is when you are paying into or giving money into something and there is no product or service at the end of that recipient's or the receipt of that money. There is nothing. So you're putting in money with the promise of getting some money back. There's your pyramid scheme. Now let me explain this. Do you know why there's a scheme? Think about all the schemes and scams that are out there and how they're based in what? Reality, things that are real. So that pyramid structure, and I don't want to say pyramid, that triangular structure where somebody comes in and then it builds out underneath them. is why people begin to think, oh, it's a pyramid. You're going to start with this. You're going to bring in people in.
Got it.
Even the scheme itself was
Mhm.
based on the reality of something that works.
I mean, but it's business though. You come in, you go to your 9 to 5. He's the boss. He hired you. You training folks. So
Thank
he
you.
got up here, and now all these people are out here. Then he goes build another one. It's the same thing.
It's the same thing. One more example. So, and so to finish the answer to that question is we have a product. Our product is travel. So when you give me money, you're not giving me money hoping to get money back.
No.
You're giving me money, and I'm selling you a business,
right,
a complete business. So that's the pyramid question.
Right.
And then, like you said, yes, people don't have a problem with going to a real estate broker. You know, you got a broker at the top, and the broker gets agents, and then the agent sells stuff and gets it, and then it trickles down, like the money goes down.
It works.
The model is so good.
Mm.
The MLM model, that multi-level marketing model is so good until other industries now are starting to adopt it. They're starting to adopt it.
I think where the problem lies is people don't want to work. Because don't misunderstand, and we'll talk about that too. Don't misunderstand. You don't get in the business and sit on the couch and collect checks. It doesn't work that way.
Network marketing.
You have to work it. Again, this is your chunk of travel industry. This is your business. This is
your business.
You have to work it. That's why I don't even get in a conversation with folks no more, because I'm like, okay, you just don't want to work. I don't want to talk to you no more.
And in that mindset, nothing you do will work for you. Not even your job. Get to your job and sit down and wait to see your job gonna pay you. And let me tell you something else. People will say, I don't want, that's just a get rich quick scheme. And then get mad when they come in and don't get rich quick. I'm like, no, this is work. Every day when I go to my job, and I don't work 9 to 5, but you know, for the proverbial 9 to 5, I owe them me. You know, they own me. I have to give them my time, and everything I do is working for them. I don't care how hard I work. Guess what? I will never exceed my boss, make more than my boss. I will never do it. And get too close to them and see what happens.
For real.
Get too good at what you do and see what happens.
Right. People don't think about it that way, and it's almost saddening, because it's almost like it makes us stay in a box mindset.
Absolutely.
Now, granted, let's be real. If it ain't for you, it just ain't for you. So and it's not for everybody. Some people
absolutely. Absolutely. We're not looking for everybody. We only want those that are looking for us.
Business you run, even if it's not MLM, whatever business you decide to start, you're gonna have to work just as hard to build it.
Yes. Yes. But at least it is for you.
Right. Well, what I like about this one though, and this is why I made up my mind to do it, is because even if I don't do the pyramid part of it, I'm still benefiting from what I do every day anyway. It's a win-win. And if
there is no loss.
It's none.
There is no loss.
How could you lose if I go book? Because I'm viewing St. Lucia right now. How can I lose if I go say, okay, well, honey, this trip is gonna cost blah blah blah, but guess how much we get back? What's he gonna say? No, I don't do that.
Right. No. Exactly.
Come on. So I would admonish, especially if you have the time. There's some people who are without employment at the moment, you stressing, you whatever. Build it while you're looking for a job. Build this while you're looking, because you might get up one day and boom, it just takes off, because there's no time limit. It's not saying you don't have, like at your job, you got to be here for a year to get your benefits. You got to be here for 2 years before you consider for this. You got to be here for 5 years before. That's not what it is here. You know what I mean? Get in and decide, you know what? I'm going to be a workaholic for the next 3 weeks, and boom, you done made it. Quicker than whoever. There's your money.
Absolutely.
It doesn't work.
Absolutely.
I think it's a good, I think it's a good idea. But like I said, it's because for me, I don't mind working, first of all. And
Right.
two, I don't mind traveling at
Right.
all.
Ooh, we don't mind traveling. We don't mind traveling. We don't mind traveling at all.
I
And
don't,
for people, one of the things you said, while you're not working, I always admonish people to do this. Work on your plan B while your plan A is in place.
okay. Yes.
Do that while your plan A is in place. We get to go to work every day at the behest and request of our employers.
Mhm.
We have no control over when they decide to fire us. No control.
Good.
You get to choose when you quit your job, but you don't get to choose when your job quits you.
No, you
So
don't.
decide while you don't need it. Decide while you are working your job. Decide while things are going well for you. Decide then to build something else so that you have this to fall back on. We have too many people who have talked about, I'm so glad I had this. When the pandemic came, we had our extra $2,000 a month. So glad I had this. When my mom had to have open heart surgery and I had to take off my job, I had extra income. When my mom needed that experimental, we just got through talking to a lady in Cancun in the business, 3-star director, whose mom needed something, an experimental medicine to live. The insurance denied it. But because she had reached a certain level in the business, whatever that cost was that her insurance refused, she was able to pay it to spare the life of her mom. Wow. Imagine somebody dying and there's something out there and you didn't have, it's money that's stopping you. Money.
Right.
Our founder, Mr. Bradley, says that, and I don't want to misquote the statistics, but most American households are a $500 disaster away from losing their homes, their cars, their whatever. Yeah. Most people can't go put their hands on an additional $1,000 in the event of an emergency. That's what we're about. Everybody is not going to be a millionaire.
Right.
For the same reason you just said, because everybody's not going to put in that millionaire mentality.
Right.
But let me tell you what I tell everybody I talk to. It's a whole bunch of room in between broke and millionaire. There's a whole lot of room in between there. Maybe it's an extra $500. Maybe it's an extra $1,000.
Right.
I'm telling you right now, for me, let me get to the place where I'm making a consistent $2,000 or $3,000. I feel like I hit millionaire status.
I know that's right. It makes a difference. It makes a difference. So that's why it bothers me too. It bothers me when people are struggling and you don't have to because somebody just showed you the way. But because it's not in the package or in the way that you want it to be. Right. And we do that to God all the time. We ask things, we tell him we want this, we need this, God help. And he says all the help you need. And we be like, what's that? I don't want that. I don't want that. And that's I laugh at myself because I talk about had I met my husband a few years ago, I would have passed it by. Lord, that's I know you didn't make that for me. Right. But when I tell you, you talked about being away from church and finally able to hear God. Right. And that was one of those moments where I wasn't going to say, because I learned my lesson about complaining about stuff. I've learned my lesson about passing by the help he did send me. Right. So time I said, whatever the will of the Lord is. Yes. Where I want to be. And see, people didn't hear our conversation before, so they ain't going to understand that little piece. They don't know. There. But just know that it was good. And I'm not anti-church. I'm definitely pro-church. Talk about being anti-church. Our
conversation to explain that to them. But just sometimes you cannot make it into the house. That's what the conversation was. Sometimes you can't make it into the house. And being outside of the house is when I got that revelation about that. So that's that's just a little backstory. So they'll be like, what did Sister Joy just say that she no, I'm not saying that.
But you know what? I say that also because what we didn't talk about is although, I pray hard for the people who lost during the pandemic. We lost some family members.
Yes.
During pandemic. When I tell you was the only possible way God could have got me, not possible way, God got me to sit down somewhere.
Right.
And when I had a peace, like we talked about a minute ago, I'm okay by myself.
Yes.
Okay. So, everybody's stressing about this pet. I'm good. I'm
good.
6, 7, 12, 15 feet away from all y'all. And I'm going to stay in my house by myself and we can do church online. But it wasn't that I don't love the house of the Lord.
Right.
But as I was saying, I'm like, we going through revivals. We got conferences after conferences after conference. We got prayer meetings. We got shut-ins. And we still are not saved.
Mm.
We're not changed. We ain't got the message yet. We ain't got it.
Nope.
So why do I need to keep coming, doing the same thing over and over again, trying to get a different result is insanity.
And let me tell you, during the pandemic was the time, that what's that word? Unprecedented. It's the word that they all use. They were unprecedented. It was during the pandemic that I really began to focus in, and I think a lot of the saints did. I think a lot of the not so much saints did too, actually. But I think a lot of the saints did. That's the time that we really began to hone in on what we really believe.
Right.
Because you don't know, is this the end? Like, this ain't never happened before. Like, is what is happening? Like, is this it? Is this what the end's gonna look like? Look, what? They're gonna vaccinate? What? Is that the mark? You know what I mean? This is the time for me when I had to really get in touch with God.
Mm-hmm.
Forget the church, the pastor, the people, any of that. This is when it got down to, it's me. It's me. It's me again. That's what I got down on my knees to begin to talk to God and let God talk to my spirit, about the things that were ahead and about the concerns and those type of things that I had. And a lot of things were birthed in me, a lot of things were birthed in me, and that a lot of deliverance came from that.
Okay.
And a lot of freedom came from being bound. From being locked up.
Because it freed us. It did free us. At first I was a little afraid of the thought of not going to church. But then I didn't go and I still loved Jesus.
Yes. Wait. You still love Jesus, and guess what?
You love
He
Jesus.
Still loves you too. He still loves you too.
But we're programmed a certain way. And again, not anti-church. Imagine that. Not anti-church. But it made me think because it was different from what we were taught from birth to now. Remember, my first day outside the hospital was in the church.
Exactly.
Okay. Milton's first day out of the hospital was in church.
Exactly.
This is what we are taught. So it's been a little bit of revelation all the way up until now. And he still shows me different things. I'm still learning him in a different way.
Oh, yeah.
And it's I like that because he's never ending. I can't get bored with him.
Do you know he's not in a box either? He is not. He's everything that we think he is and more.
Way more.
Right. So like, yes, he is this, but he ain't just that.
No.
He's so much bigger. Who is that? Is it Jacqueline? I forget who it is. Who is that? Somebody that seems bigger.
Yes, bigger.
Like, bigger.
Yeah.
Like, and I think I think one of his biggest hurts with us is that we don't think bigger.
We don't. But
I think that's one of his biggest hurts.
our minds, and I get it though, because what you're taught is what you do. It's not,
Exactly.
don't say I give you church. It's I give you Jesus.
I give you Jesus. Yes.
And we're in churches and because unless you know, you could get real caught up into making your leaders your God versus allowing God to be God. And as leaders, they sometimes allow that. They sometimes allow it. And
No, yeah.
we have to be careful.
Promote it, expect it. Yeah.
So let me ask you this. What are, for people who need to know, what are the requirements to becoming a travel agent?
So it's really simple. You need to be 18.
That's it?
You need to be 18. You need to be able to purchase the business.
Okay.
And it is less than a $200 investment.
Okay.
And you need to be able to afford your monthly overhead, which if you purchase a business is designed to make money. So the business is designed to make money to cover your overhead. So literally, to get started, you need to be 18 and you need to purchase your business. And the beauty of it is you can only purchase this business through a rep of the company. So that's us. You can't do this particular one any other way.
There's no schooling required, licensing required, any particular skills somebody should, like we talked about a minute ago, it's not for everybody. So what particular skills should you possess?
To own your own travel business.
Okay. I got it. That was loud. I got it this time.
We know that terminology matters, right?
Yes, it does. Yes, it does.
And allow me, if it's okay, to explain, because other people see that, but I don't want to be a travel agent. It's bigger.
Okay, explain.
It's bigger. So to own your own travel business, to own your own piece of the travel industry. Okay. So we sell travel agencies. That's what we do.
Got it.
I will sell you a travel agency. Now, what you do with your travel agency
is your
business. You might decide that you want to book travel as a travel agent in your travel agency.
Okay.
That is your option. That is absolutely, that's your prerogative. Some people will be like, nope, I want to do something a little bigger than that. And I'll explain that. That's linear income.
Okay.
You book a trip, you get a check. You do not book a trip, you do not get a check. You do not get paid.
Right.
Very simple.
Very
simple. The more you book, the more you get. Less you book, the less you get.
Right.
Linear. So that's simple. But that is what some people want. That's what some people want. And some people, for whatever reason, have a tendency to think that's the easier way. But we can talk about that later.
Okay.
But the other side of that coin, or the other group of people, are like, wait, you mean you can sell me a travel agency so that I can now do what I'm already doing and get paid to do it. And then I can turn around and share that information with someone else. And they can make money doing what they're already doing too. Then I'm making money and they're making money. And we're making money together and nobody is losing anything. And this is what we're doing already. Yes, that's what we're saying.
But we are going to wrap this up. I so appreciate your time. I
appreciate your time. I had a wonderful. I mean, we talked about everything under the sun. I enjoyed the fellowship and I enjoyed the family talk, and it was just really good. I appreciate the opportunity.
I know you started doing short clips with tips and things for travel. So how can we stay connected to you?
Traveling with Joy. So if you go to my social media, you will find me in Traveling with Joy.
Okay.
I am on TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook.
Okay.
And you can find me there. And my email address, Joy, J-O-I like Indian. All of those are I's. J-O-I like Indian. Joy at travelingwithjoy.com.
All right, so we are going to close it out. Y'all, we thank you for joining us. Remember to go to the website at www.sisterscafeinc.com. Remember to like and share this video. And if you miss it online, go ahead and subscribe to the YouTube channel so you don't miss nothing else. We'll see you again next week for another segment of Sisters Cafe here on Power Influence Radio.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Everything you know, alright. Just stay cool. I'll come through to pray for, encourage, and uplift you. When my sister wins, I win. When my sister wins, I win. At the Sisters Cafe.